Also, guys, welcome back. Another thing to note in the last video, if you didn't notice, I think some people did, there was a little line over here, um, where this gem was. Also, like, just lines on the side of gem. I fixed that. So now the gems just look normal. There's no weird, like, line glitch. Okay. I know I didn't want to delete that video and re-record it just because there was a little line here, but at least it's fixed now. There used to be a line here, now it's gone. So anyways, with that aside, we can just focus on the new part. We're going to cover the new enemies. So rather than these guys, or we can keep these guys. We also have another kind of enemy, and let's introduce the slope. So the thing about the slope is the player doesn't tilt on it. The car does tilt on it, so there is a car in the game. We'll get to that 1 point. But the player doesn't tilt on slope; it just goes up the slope. So we can have something like this little block design. Maybe if you want to use snap, you can, but you will have to adjust that. So we'll just go like this. Only place where snap is required is with water, because when you place the water, you don't want any gaps in between the water. You just want them to be solid. So now we can transfer current, flip it. Now we can go like this, go like this. We can do this. Okay. Flip it again for this side. Now we can just add this. Of course, it's not perfect, but it looks good. Okay. We adjust this a bit to look more like a hill. And now look. See, this piece of block is needed for that middle part of the grass, and then these slopes connect. So that's how you create a nice little hill. Go ahead and add our decor. Now here you keep this. Now the thing is, when you click on this rotate button, you won't be able to see the flower because it's behind. But if you click it twice, and click it once, it should flip to the other side. Yeah, so you kind of have to estimate the rotation. So like one rotation, it looks like this. Another rotation looks like this. And if I go back, it looks like so you have to, as soon as you hit the button, you have to just see how it looks like. Yeah. So we're just gonna do this. Now you just click this one back, so it returns to normal. Alright, just think of 45 degrees diagonal. So if you want to go like this, it should be diagonal. Go like this should be normal. Go like this should be okay. And then you can change this to be 20 degrees. So if I do 20 degrees, as you can see, it's slightly more, it's a little less tilted. But we're just gonna redo it and reset it back to 0. And make it 45 again. We don't want to use 20 degrees. Yeah, and if you do change it to 20 degrees, switch to 45, you'll notice you never get a regular 45 degrees. It'll be something in the middle. Yeah. So this is a lot easier than swiping, because if we did do swiping, we get some on the side. It's much better to do that. But when it's like this, then swiping, yeah, it's definitely a lot better. Just hit undo on that. Notice it doesn't delete everything that I swiped, it just deletes each object one by one. You can swipe these two, move them down. I just noticed we need more space for them to move around because they're bigger enemies, so just move this hill to the side. Okay, move together. And then here we can copy paste because there's nothing below. Notice it was able to go there. If there's something behind, then it'd be hard to select everything. Okay, duplicate it again. Deselect the previous thing like this. Alright, great. So we got a nice hill, so now it can move around. But if it's too big, then you don't want it to go side to side. You want to go all the way here, all the way here. Okay, and then we want to have a little block here. No swiping, just blocks. So it's a bit more like terrain-like, you see, because it's not exactly snapped or anything. You can add a little extra block just to cover it up. So yeah, obviously this doesn't look as neat, but obviously, like, you know, ground is not perfect. So you see, it's like it looks like a good hill, like at least the top and the sides, but then this bottom part looks a bit like it's been through like an earthquake. Kind of nice. Then you can put a little something in there. We're gonna put these guys. So these are regular enemies. Put two of them. You can't change their fire rate, but you can change their speed. We're gonna keep it like this because these guys do shoot fireballs every 4 seconds. Or we can hit play. So you can jump to kill these guys, or you can shoot them. I think it's already. If you watch the channel before, then should be straightforward. First guy is hard because he's just so fast. So, fireballs. Okay, we killed these guys. Whoa, whoa, wow, pretty hard. And notice the enemies stop moving when you're off screen, so you can only kill them once you're nearby. This is a little bit weird. So the reason why this is happening is because the blocks are not leveled together. So one way to fix that is you're going to, yep. So as I was saying, one way to fix that is just to bring everything to a more leveled area. Just move these guys up. Um, yeah, so you have to make it a little less rigid in that case. So we made it a little too rigid, so we're just gonna redo this first part. Okay. Yeah, so just use swiping for this, and then it should work. Okay, so notice how when I swiped, it's all leveled out. So now you can select it and just put it exactly where we need it to be, like right in the center, right here. Make all of these blocks. So these bottom blocks can be rigid. Just the very top has to be nice and flat for guys over here. Okay. So let's just test it out without any decorations. Okay. Yep, so now they're moving normally. So now what we can do is we can actually just make the camera move faster so we can get there faster. Zoom out a bit. Okay, so as you can see, now it's a lot faster. Move it. Now I'm going to put these decorations and then we're going to call it a vid. Okay, so we added the decorations. For this part I swiped, and then for here I just, place them one by one because it's a lot easier than swiping where you have to go to a certain area, but now I can go one by one, wherever you want it to be. And then that's pretty much this entire level. So if we play through it, we have something pretty workable. Of course, I know you guys are going to make a lot better things. This is just for an example. And I've already made 12 levels, so I'm not going to make like a whole huge level for this tutorial. Yeah. Another quick thing is just to make those enemies go on top. Yeah, so the enemies were not on top of the mushrooms. Just put the enemies uh, into layer 1, which is the same as the player. And then you can go ahead and try that out. I'm going to get to that part of the level and then show you. Okay, notice how it's really nice. So we have some enemies. We have a little slope here. Go up. And just stall here. Well, of course, they stop moving when they're off screen. So notice if he's off screen, right? Well, right now he's on the screen. He will stop moving. So if I go like this, right? Look, he won't be shooting any fireballs because I cannot see him. As soon as I approach him, it's back in action. And that is just a performance thing. Now we have a nice little hill and some enemies. With that said, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.